out of interest, when you refer to the Neurozone assessment as a state, and then thinking of something like a personality assessment, do you ever make use of both, and how?
I think what I hear in your question, Yanni, is, when will you use this assessment versus a personality assessment or another assessment? How will it fit into a battery of assessments? Or when will you use it alone? And I think, as any good practitioner of assessments will start off, is what is the purpose of your assessment? What do you want to know from the person or the group that you are working with? And what do you want to do with the results of it? So personally, I've used it in a team context where we wanted a project team that was going to work together for a long time under a lot of pressure. We wanted to use assessments to start with that forming phase of the team where they need to get to know themselves and each other better. So I used the MBTI, for instance, from a personality perspective, to give language around behaviors around personality. But then we use the Neurozone assessment to start giving people insight into their own resilience, because we knew that was something that was going to be under pressure. And we wanted to introduce the whole wellness and well-being as what ultimately became a culture element, because big projects over a long time tends to be characterized by a lot of unhealthy behaviors, and we proactively wanted to counter that. So to answer your question practically, yes, it can be used with other instruments, but each instrument has its purpose. And the purpose of the Neurozone Personal Assessment will focus in a battery like that on giving someone personal insight into their resilience, but also insight into what are those behaviors for them that they can work on and develop. We then went on in a team context and said, okay, let's start sharing our scores and our ratings, on the behavior side, not on the resilience side, but on the behaviors. Now, who scored for exercise and sleep and etc. And we planned the team interventions and the team activities around things that will enhance the neurobehaviors. So, for instance, got the team to exercise together, those that wanted, and encourage that and acknowledge that, but also encourage courageous conversations to work at those relationships. And like I mentioned, eventually we work towards if you wanted to put it on an organizational level for this large team, which was about 60 people, we wanted that to become part of the culture of how this team operates, so that they would err on the side of the healthy behaviors and the healthy choices more than to the others, because it's become a team culture and something that we talk about, that we endorse, that we encourage, etc.